Yeah, because we weren't going to probably talk about SmackDown a lot.
Mm-mm. And I think we're back. Sorry about that, guys. The software
Tim, look,
literally said, I'm going to close, even though it didn't give me any errors before that it was having issues. So, but we're back live. We're good to go. And hopefully I can fix this to where, yeah, I'll fix it later. But talk about The Undertaker and AJ Styles here. Like Kenny said, it's a big man versus the little man kind of thing. And I think this is going to work out well because you could do the whole Undertaker's bigger and stronger, but AJ's got the speed. And AJ can fly.
right?
And how will that play into it with Undertaker being slow and methodical? I don't even know if you want to
Exactly.
call him slow. I mean, yeah, he's slowed down in recent years. But with AJ, you could do the whole big man versus little man, speed versus power, what's going to work. It's just a lot of people are crapping on this, saying, oh, it shouldn't be AJ, it should be Aleister Black. But why? Why should it be Aleister Black? Because he's got a quote unquote dark persona? I
Like I
mean,
get it. I get why people are saying Aleister Black because they want the Undertaker to pass the torch to him and kind of him to be that new guy. But you got to look at it from a business aspect, a wrestling business aspect. And the Undertaker is getting up there in age. And Aleister Black, could he carry the Undertaker to a good match? The Undertaker would have to work his ass off, to make Aleister Black look good in that match. Whereas like with AJ Styles, they're on like a level playing field. He can trust AJ to take the reins a little bit more, like we were saying, and do that big man, little man
right.
kind of thing where, he could go back to that stoic Undertaker where, the mythical phenom. I've already titled it Phenom versus Phenomenal One, So I'm sure WWE will run with that tagline because I've been touting that tagline for 3 years since AJ came to WWE. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a better matchup. You got to look at it from a business aspect and be realistic with the Undertaker. Him versus Aleister Black would not be as good as everybody thinks.
I think it'll
At
be
least
good,
not
but I
now.
think I think
Like not
no, I get what you're saying. I think it'll be good, but AJ will probably be a better match. It's like
way better.
for the last
Yeah.
how many years have everyone said, I want the Undertaker versus what what is it? Hold on. My mind just went blank all of a sudden. Everyone keeps saying for the last couple of years, um oh, I want the Undertaker versus the Demon, Finn Balor.
Right. Right.
It's like why? Because he's a dark, mysterious character. I don't want to see a dark, mysterious character versus a dark, mysterious character. We kind of saw that
Right.
with Undertaker and Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31. It worked okay,
Exactly.
but
Exactly.
Undertaker needs a normal guy to work off of.
To bring the darkness out of him. I mean,
Exactly.
look at AJ Styles in TNA. If anyone doesn't remember when he was doing the Sting WCW type character with the no one, like he's on his own team kind
Right.
of thing. AJ has a dark side to him. It's actually more intriguing that AJ Styles is probably going to have to delve to that level to fight the Undertaker than it is for Aleister Black and him to be almost the same in that sense and just kind of have a feud.
Like I
But I get
really
it. I get why people want that, but still, I think you're underselling what's going to be, again, might be match of the night at WrestleMania.
because I don't want to see something that's going to be very similar to Undertaker Bray Wyatt with the whole Undertaker Aleister Black. It's just going to be my dark ominous promo against your dark ominous promo, and that's how
Right.
Undertaker Bray
I'm going to
Wyatt
take your
was.
soul. I'm going to take your soul. You're going to take my soul.
Right.
As opposed to, AJ Styles, saying like other people might be scared of you, but I'm not. I'm the best, best in this business stuff. It would create a better dynamic to me. And not only that, I mean, people are going to hate me for this, but if the Undertaker does win, it's not going to hurt AJ Styles as much. AJ
True.
Styles has
Very
enough
true.
of a name. He's credible. Whereas if Aleister Black took an L at WrestleMania, that's a big deal. That's a big deal and a momentum herder.
Yeah.
AJ
Because
Styles can afford a loss to
right.
The Undertaker.
Because like you said, if Black were to lose to Undertaker, everyone's gonna go, oh, well, he's being buried. Vince doesn't want to do anything with him.
Exactly.
If AJ loses, it goes, oh, well, they had a good match. I see why Undertaker won.
Right. Exactly. There you go.
So
I
as
think
we,
that's I think we booked it right there.
yep. So as we wrap things up here, last thing we want to tell you guys is tonight is Friday Night SmackDown. What to expect on tonight's SmackDown? We have a number of things announced so far. We do know that in the main event, or as what they're so far touting as the main event, Roman Reigns and a mystery partner will be going up against The Miz and John Morrison. Basically, The Miz said some stuff about the Usos on Twitter. Roman Reigns fired back defending his family. Morrison jumped in, and now, well, they're having a match tonight. I have no clue who Roman Reigns' mystery partner is going to be. Maybe it'll end up being like a Kofi, and that'll play into Super Showdown where Miz and Morrison are challenging Kofi and Big E for the titles. Maybe it's an Uso. Those are the only two names that would make sense to me.
Right.
Also,
Or I mean, they
go
could
for it.
come out of left field with something, but the mystery partner thing I always get my hopes up like it's going
Yeah.
to be someone big, and then like you said, it'll probably be like Kofi Kingston or an Uso.
We also do know that the women's title will be on the line tonight when Bayley defends against Carmella. I really wish that they would have waited and done this match later because there's such a great built-in story here with Carmella and Bayley that they're missing. Because Carmella and Bayley, when they were both in NXT, they were traveling partners. They were basically like best friends. And then Carmella got brought up to the main roster. And you can say that when Carmella got brought to the main roster, she kind of fell in with that clique and left Bayley behind. And then when Bayley came up to the main roster, Carmella was a main roster person. And you can say Bayley can do the whole thing of, I came to the main roster and you still didn't show me any love. You still kind of just acted like you were better than me because you came up before me. And then Bayley can go full on heel and go, now you think you can take my title from me? Yeah, you came up before me, but look how much more I've done than you. And then I think they could have a really good storyline there with Carmella Bayley.
Absolutely.
And they're kind of just,
Even
like I said,
yeah,
I was going to say, they're just pissing it away in 1 week.
I was gonna say even more so than that. I mean, like you can say that Bayley was like, when I saw you get drafted as the last person, I knew you didn't deserve it. I've been better than you from day one. I've been the best thing in the women's division since then, and yet you came up to the main roster when you didn't deserve it. And then when I came up, I leapfrogged you, so I knew I was right. That sort of thing, and kind of really heal it. And like you said, I mean, we've seen them on I forgot the name of the show on the WWE Network, but they were traveling partners. We got to see that. They were very good friends, Bay Mella, as they called themselves.
Right.
And yeah, it's like they kind of showed a little bit of a video package last week, but they really just hot-shotted this angle when, like you said, they could have extended it. But I think that has to do with like WrestleMania season. But I feel, I guess because
you're
this
talking
is
about
not the
video
Mania
package.
match,
That wasn't even last week. That was something thrown out on social media.
There you go. You're right.
Last week
you're
was the
absolutely
number
right.
one contenders match.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That was thrown on social media, so it's even more rushed.
What I had heard is they wanted Bayley to defend the title at Super Showdown. That would be the one woman's match. And I don't know now if maybe that got nixed and that idea is no longer on the table, and that's why they're just hot-shotting this match now because they don't have another long-term plan. So we'll see how it all does go down. Maybe something happens and the match ends in a wonky finish, dusty finish, and it gets extended, but I don't have much hope for that. And the other thing we do know for tonight's SmackDown, Otis is taking Mandy on a Valentine's Day date. That should be pretty funny and entertaining.
That will steal the show, I promise.
You can have Tucker involved somehow. You can have Sonya Deville involved somehow. What I want to know is this all going to be fully pre-taped? Or is it going to be like the show's going to start, he's going to walk in backstage, and he's going to be like, all right, I'm going to take you on our date now. Like, are we actually going to see him backstage, like, quote-unquote, picking her up from her locker room like a gentleman would, and this and I don't know. It should be interesting, very entertaining nonetheless.
I trust them. I trust them with these segments. So I think Otis is, I don't care what he does. I know it'll be entertaining.
Right.
I'm definitely tuning in just for this segment. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think this will steal the show. This will be awesome.
So with that, that's all we got to talk about this Friday the February 14th for the Wrestling Wrap Up. I want to thank Kenny for joining me here to talk some wrestling news this morning. I want to thank everybody else who joined me here live on YouTube, watched later here on YouTube, or listened on podcast services all around the world. Kenny, how can they find more of you?
You can find more of me by definitely subscribe to our YouTube. I've been doing a lot more exclusive YouTube content, and that's youtube.com/akenny for your thoughts. You can find us anywhere you stream your audio platforms. That's where you can find our podcast. And you can find me on social media, twitter.com/Kenny Podcast or Instagram @akenny for your thoughts podcast. So thank you for having me as always, Tim. Definitely do appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me. I will be live again tonight following a Friday night SmackDown. And we'll see you guys then. Have a good day, guys. Happy Valentine's Day.